The first rays of sunlight creep over the horizon, painting the South African bushveld in a fleeting golden hue. It is the 24th of August, 2025, a date marked not by celebration but by anticipation and endurance. The world here does not wake gently. Instead, the dawn arrives with a fierce, unyielding brilliance, a harsh white light that strips the landscape of its colour and warmth. The Savanna, once vibrant and alive, now lies exposed, its every feature etched in stark relief by the relentless sun. This is not the gentle promise of a new day, but a reminder of the months of drought that have baked the earth into stone. The sun's glare is merciless, bleaching the grasses and trees, leaching away the last traces of green, and leaving behind a world that seems almost colourless, drained of life by the unending heat. The air itself is thick and unmoving, heavy with the weight of expectation and the fine, red dust that hangs in the atmosphere. Every breath draws in the taste of earth and dryness, the dust settling on every surface, coating leaves, grass, and the hides of animals alike. The silence is profound, broken only by the occasional whisper of wind that stirs the dust into lazy spirals. Once mighty rivers carved their way through this land, their waters nourishing everything in their path. Now those rivers are reduced to mere memories, thin meandering trickles that snake through vast beds of cracked sun-baked mud. The riverbeds, once bustling with life, now lie silent and exposed, their surfaces fractured into a mosaic of parched earth. The few remaining pools of water are stagnant and shrinking, their surfaces scummed with algae and ringed by the desperate tracks of animals. These oases, though diminished, are lifelines, precious and fiercely contested by all who remain. In this season of scarcity, every living creature faces a daily ordeal. The struggle for survival is written in every movement, every glance, every cautious step. The animals of the bushveld are gaunt and wary, their bodies lean from hunger, their senses sharpened by necessity. Each day is a search for sustenance, a relentless quest for food and water that drives herds and individuals alike across the barren plains. The ground, once lush with grass and foliage, now offers little but brittle stalks and the faint hope of something more. The grazing grounds which once teemed with life are now vast stretches of yellowed, brittle grass. The earth crunches underfoot, and the wind carries the scent of dust and decay. Herds of antelope drift across the landscape, their ribs starkly visible beneath their thin hides. They move with restless energy, driven by hunger and the need to find even the smallest patch of edible foliage. Their eyes are wary, always scanning for both danger and opportunity. The scarcity of water draws all creatures, predator and prey alike, to the last remaining waterholes. Here the tension is palpable. Every visit is a risk, every drink a gamble. The drama of survival plays out in the open, where the stakes are life and death, and every movement is watched with suspicion and hope. No creature is spared, the largest elephants with their immense strength and the tiniest insects with their quiet persistence. All feel the crushing weight of the drought. The struggle is universal, binding every living thing in a shared experience of hardship. The land itself seems to hold its breath, the soil cracked and yearning, the trees standing silent and still. Every living thing waits for the rain, a promise that hovers on the horizon, uncertain and longed for. In this harsh and unforgiving environment, survival is not a solitary endeavour. The strength of the group becomes the shield against adversity. Animals gather in families, herds and packs, their bonds forged by necessity and tested by hardship. For many, the family is more than just a social unit. It is a fortress, a source of comfort and protection. Within these groups, individuals find safety, share resources, and care for the vulnerable. The intricate social structures of packs, troops, and herds are the result of generations of adaptation. Here strategies are devised, knowledge is passed down, and the young and weak are shielded from the worst of the drought's effects. Cooperation is not a luxury, it is a necessity. The ability to work together, to communicate and coordinate, is the difference between life and death. In these alliances, the true strength of the animal kingdom is revealed. Nowhere is this more evident than in the lives of two extraordinary families of hunters. Though different in their methods and traditions, both rely on teamwork, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds of kinship to navigate the challenges of this parched world. Their stories are woven into the fabric of the land, unfolding against the backdrop of silence and anticipation. Down at ground level, the dust stirs with the faintest movement. A paw, a hoof, a flick of a tail. Life persists, even when it seems impossible. Every creature, no matter how small, plays its part in the ongoing story of survival. This is a world stripped to its barest essentials. Here the rules of nature are not hidden. They are written in every struggle, every triumph, every loss. The drama of existence is played out in the open, raw and unfiltered. The weak falter, their strength sapped by hunger and thirst. The strong endure, but here strength is measured in more than just muscle and claw. It is measured in the ability to adapt, to support one another, to persevere when hope seems distant. Loyalty, communication, and the unspoken bonds of trust and cooperation are the true currencies of survival. These connections transform individuals into a single, coordinated force, greater than the sum of its parts. Within these bonds lie the most remarkable stories of all, families that hunt together, face danger together, and endure the long thirsty wait for rain as one. Their lives are a testament to the enduring power of unity, and to the hope that one day the skies will open and the world will be reborn. Among the most captivating hunters of the African plains are the African wild dogs. These remarkable animals, often overlooked in favor of lions or cheetahs, possess a unique blend of beauty, intelligence, and social complexity that sets them apart from all other predators. They are not wolves, nor are they domestic dogs. Instead, they belong to their own distinct branch of the canine family tree, having evolved to thrive in the harsh and unpredictable environments of Africa. Their beautifully mottled coats of black, yellow and white have earned them the nickname painted wolves. Each dog's pattern is a masterpiece of nature, a living canvas that helps them blend into the dappled light and shadow of the savanna. No two wild dogs look exactly alike. Each pattern is as unique as a human fingerprint, allowing researchers and pack members alike to identify individuals at a glance. Their bodies are built for endurance and speed. Long, slender legs propel them across vast distances, while their oversized, rounded ears serve a dual purpose, dissipating heat and acting as sensitive radar dishes, picking up the faintest sounds of prey or danger. Yet their most extraordinary adaptation is not physical, but social. The African wild dog's true strength lies in its profound sense of community and cooperation. Wild dogs live in tightly knit family packs, where every member has a role to play. From the youngest pup to the oldest adult, each individual contributes to the group's survival. Hunting, raising young, defending territory, every task is a masterpiece of teamwork. In this parched and unforgiving landscape, we follow a particular pack led by a determined male named Merlot. His leadership is tested daily by the challenges of the wild. Merlot's pack is small, a family unit facing adversity on all sides. Drought, predators, and competition for food threaten their survival at every turn. At Merlot's side is just one other adult male, Pinotage. Together, these two form the backbone of the pack. Their partnership forged through countless hunts and hardships. They are responsible for 7 pups, now 6 months old. These youngsters are at a critical stage, just beginning to learn the skills they'll need to survive. How to stalk, chase, and work as a team. The pack is a whirlwind of social interaction. Play, grooming, and constant communication reinforce the bonds that hold them together. Before every hunt, the pack gathers in a flurry of excitement. They greet each other with chirps, whines, and nuzzles, reaffirming their unity and synchronizing their energy for the challenge ahead. This pre-hunt ritual is more than just affection. It is a vital ceremony. It strengthens the social fabric of the group, ensuring that every member is committed to the collective effort about to unfold. Hunting is the ultimate test of their teamwork. Each dog knows its place, and together they move with a fluidity and purpose that few other animals can match. Wild dogs are cursorial hunters, meaning they rely on stamina rather than stealth. They pursue their prey over long distances, sometimes running for miles, using their endurance to exhaust their quarry. Their strategy is astonishingly effective. With an 80% success rate, wild dogs are among the most efficient predators in Africa, far surpassing lions or leopards. The pack fans out, flowing over the landscape like a single organism. Each member reads the other's movements, adjusting their position in perfect harmony. Once a target is chosen, often a Nyala antelope in this region, the chase is on. The dogs work together to isolate and wear down their prey, taking turns leading the pursuit. Throughout the hunt, they communicate constantly. Subtle movements, high-pitched calls, and even glances allow them to coordinate their attack with astonishing precision. Each dog knows its role. Some block escape routes, others harry the prey from behind. Working together, they can bring down animals far larger than any one dog could manage alone. After a successful hunt, the pack's social grace is on full display. There is no chaos, no fighting, just a calm, orderly sharing of the reward. Unlike many other predators, wild dogs do not squabble over the kill. Their social code is clear and unwavering. The pups are given priority, allowed to eat their fill first. This ensures the next generation is strong and healthy, a testament to the pack's commitment to its future. The adults wait their turn, governed by a social code that places the needs of the group above individual hunger. It is a remarkable display of discipline and selflessness. While the pups feed, Merlot and Pinotage stand guard. Their large ears swivel constantly, attuned to the slightest hint of danger, whether it's a lurking hyena or a prowling lion. In their world, the pack is everything. It is a family, an army, and a lifeline rolled into one. Every day their survival depends on the strength of their bonds and the power of their teamwork, a living testament to the extraordinary social lives of Africa's painted wolves. The life of a wild dog pack is fraught with peril. Every day survival hangs in the balance, shaped by the unpredictable forces of nature and the ever-present threat of human interference. For these remarkable animals, unity is their greatest strength, but it is also their greatest vulnerability. Merlot's pack is a testament to this reality. Once a thriving family, their bonds have been tested by tragedy and loss, yet their resilience endures. Only a month ago, his mate, the dominant female and devoted mother of his pups, was tragically killed by poachers. Her absence is felt in every corner of the territory, a silent echo of the dangers that lurk beyond the safety of the pack. Her loss was a devastating blow, leaving a void in the pack's leadership and its future. The pack's social structure, so dependent on the matriarch's guidance, was suddenly thrown into disarray. The pups, still too young to understand, sensed the change in the air, a heaviness that settled over the group. With only 2 adult males left, Merlot and his brother Pinotage, the responsibility of providing for and protecting 7 growing youngsters became a daunting challenge. The family's continued survival was cast into doubt as the odds seemed stacked against them. The pressure on Merlot and Pinotage is immense. Every day brings new threats, rival predators, dwindling prey, and the constant need to patrol and defend their vast territory. The 2 brothers must remain vigilant, their senses sharpened by necessity. They must hunt twice a day, every day, to provide the enormous amount of food their energetic pups require. Each hunt is a test of endurance and skill, demanding flawless coordination and unwavering determination. At the same time, they must defend their home from rival packs and other predators who would not hesitate to take advantage of their weakened numbers. The pups, though still young, are learning quickly. Playful by nature, their games are more than just fun. They are essential lessons in the art of survival. Through play, they develop the skills they will need to hunt, communicate, and cooperate as a team. They are now joining the adults on hunts, not yet as effective hunters, but as active participants. They watch intently, observing and absorbing the complex strategies of the chase. Each pursuit is a masterclass in teamwork, and the pups are eager students. This is a critical stage in their development. The lessons they learn now will shape their future and determine the fate of the pack. Every failed attempt, every near miss, is a step closer to mastery. They must learn to read the subtle cues of the pack, body language, vocalizations, and even the flick of a tail. Communication is the glue that binds them together, allowing them to move as one. They must anticipate the movements of their prey, reading every twitch and turn, learning when to chase and when to wait. Patience and timing are as important as speed and strength, and above all, they must harness the collective power of the group. Success depends on cooperation, each member playing their part, no matter how small. Every hunt is a classroom, and every meal is a reward for a lesson well learned. The pups gather around the adults, sharing in the spoils and reinforcing the bonds that hold the family together. The survival of the pack depends entirely on these young dogs mastering the skills that have defined their species for millennia. Their future, and the future of their kind, rests on their ability to adapt, learn, and thrive. Conservationists, aware of the pack's precarious situation, have decided to intervene. Their presence is a lifeline, offering hope where there was once only uncertainty. Wild dogs face another, more insidious threat: inbreeding. As their numbers dwindle and their habitats become increasingly fragmented, the risk of genetic isolation grows. With so few individuals left and vast distances separating them, finding an unrelated mate can be nearly impossible. The consequences are dire: weakened immune systems, reduced fertility, and a greater vulnerability to disease. To secure the future of Merlot's lineage, a new female has been brought in from another reserve. She represents a fresh start, a chance to infuse the pack with new genes and renewed hope. For now she is being held in a temporary enclosure, a boma, within the pack's territory. This carefully controlled environment allows her to acclimate to her new surroundings while keeping her safe. This arrangement allows Merlot and his family to grow accustomed to her scent and presence from a safe distance. It is a gentle introduction designed to foster acceptance rather than conflict, and to minimize the risk of aggression. The hope is that she will become the pack's new matriarch, stepping into the role left vacant by Merlot's lost mate. Her leadership could restore balance and stability to the fractured family. The first meetings are tentative. The pack approaches the enclosure with a mixture of curiosity and caution, their instincts guiding every movement. Merlot approaches the boma cautiously, his body language a mixture of curiosity and uncertainty. He sniffs the air, gathering information while keeping a respectful distance. The pups follow, their youthful exuberance tempered by the novelty of the situation. They watch their elders closely, learning how to respond to the newcomer. There is no aggression, only interest. The pack's body language is relaxed, their movements slow and deliberate, a promising sign that acceptance may be possible. It is a promising sign. The careful planning and patience of the conservationists are paying off, as the pack begins to accept the presence of the new female. The integration of a new female is a delicate process, but it represents a crucial step towards rebuilding the pack and ensuring its genetic health. Every interaction is monitored, every behavior analyzed, as the conservationists work to give the family the best possible chance of success. For this small, resilient family of painted hunters, her arrival brings a glimmer of hope, a chance for renewal in a world defined by loss and hardship. The future is uncertain, but for now, There is reason to believe that the pack can endure. It is a powerful reminder of how both nature and human intervention can shape a family's destiny. In the wild, survival is never guaranteed, but with determination, cooperation, and a little help, even the most fractured pack can find a way to begin again. While the wild dogs command the open savanna, racing across the vast grasslands in pursuit of prey, another, much smaller family of pack hunters thrives in a very different world, one hidden beneath the tangled shade of the acacia trees. Here, in the dappled light and dense undergrowth, the dwarf mongooses make their home. These tiny carnivores, Africa's smallest, measure barely 30 centimeters from nose to tail tip, yet their presence is unmistakable. What they lack in size, they more than make up for in courage, intelligence, and social complexity. Dwarf mongooses are renowned for their boldness, often standing their ground against much larger adversaries, and for the intricate bonds that tie their groups together. These animals live in bustling, cooperative groups known as mobs, which can number up to 30 individuals. At the heart of each mob is a dominant female, the matriarch, who is usually the only one to breed. The rest of the group dedicates itself to the collective good, taking on roles as babysitters, teachers, and sentinels. The care of the young is a shared responsibility, with adults and even older siblings helping to feed, groom, and protect the pups. The mob's home is a network of old, abandoned termite mounds. These towering, sun-baked structures are more than just shelter. They are fortresses, with labyrinthine tunnels and chambers that provide excellent insulation from the searing daytime heat, and a secure refuge from the many predators that roam the night. Unlike many animals that rely on a single den, a mongoose mob maintains a series of up to 6 different mounds scattered across their territory, which spans about 1 square kilometre. Every few days, the group rotates between these safe houses, a clever strategy that helps them avoid attracting the attention of predators and prevents the build-up of parasites in any one location. This constant movement is a core part of their survival plan. The mob travels together, weaving through the grass and undergrowth, always alert and always communicating. Their days are filled with activity, from foraging for food to grooming and playing, each task strengthening the bonds between group members. As the first rays of sunlight warm the earth, the mongooses emerge from their mound, stretching and shaking off the night's chill. Foraging begins almost immediately. They are voracious eaters, scouring the ground for insects, scorpions, snails, spiders, and even the occasional bird's egg. Their sharp claws and keen noses make them expert hunters, able to dig out hidden prey from beneath rocks and leaf litter. But foraging is not without risk. To ensure the group's safety, one mongoose always acts as a sentinel, climbing to a high vantage point, perhaps the top of a termite mound or a low-hanging branch. From this lookout, the guard scans the skies and the surrounding bush for danger, ever vigilant for threats like eagles, snakes, or jackals. Communication is key to their survival. The mob has developed a sophisticated system of vocalizations with specific alarm calls for different types of threats. A sharp, high-pitched bark might signal a raptor overhead, while a rapid chitter warns of a snake slithering nearby. At the first sign of danger, the group reacts instantly, diving for cover or freezing in place depending on the threat. The social dynamics within the mob are as complex as any human community. The dominant male plays a crucial role in marking and defending the group's territory. In a remarkable display, he will perform a handstand, walking on his front paws to smear scent from his anal glands as high as possible on a rock or a plant. This acrobatic feat is more than just a show. It's a clear signal to rival groups, advertising the size and fitness of the territory's owner. Yet even here, deception plays a part. Smaller, subordinate males have been observed marking even higher than the dominant male, perhaps in an attempt to project an image of greater strength and deter would-be challengers. These subtle acts of social maneuvering add another layer of intrigue to mongoose society. In this world of intricate politics and shared responsibility, every member of the mob has a role to play. From the vigilant sentinels to the nurturing babysitters, from the bold defenders to the clever foragers, the survival of the group depends on cooperation, communication, and trust. The life of the Mongoose Mob is a testament to the power of unity in the wild, a miniature society thriving against the odds beneath the acacia trees of Africa. As the days turn into weeks, the punishing drought tightens its grip on the land, transforming the once vibrant savanna into a desolate, parched landscape. The sun beats down without mercy, and the air shimmers with a heat that offers no relief, creating a mirage of water that never materializes. For the wild dogs and the mongooses, this is the hardest of times. Their endurance is tested daily as they struggle to find sustenance and water in an unforgiving environment. The rivers have all but vanished, reduced to mere trickles or dry beds of cracked earth. Wildlife must travel farther and farther to find water, often risking their lives in the process. The Nyala, the primary prey for Merlot's pack, are weakened by hunger and thirst. Their once graceful movements are now slow and laboured, a shadow of their former selves. While this might seem like an advantage for the hunters, it is a double-edged sword. The wild dogs, too, are weakened by the harsh conditions, and their hunts become a desperate gamble for survival. A land that cannot support the hunted will soon fail to support the hunter. The balance of life teeters on the edge of collapse. The entire food chain is stretched to its breaking point. Vultures circle ominously, waiting for the inevitable demise of the weak and the weary. The dwarf mongooses face their own desperate struggle. Their main food sources, insects, worms, and snails, have burrowed deep into the baked earth to escape the heat and dryness, making foraging a far more difficult and less rewarding task. Foraging becomes a far more difficult and less rewarding task. The mongooses dig tirelessly in the hard ground, often coming up empty-handed. The mob must cover more ground each day, expending precious energy for fewer and fewer morsels of food. Their survival depends on their ability to adapt and persevere. The sentinels on duty are more crucial than ever, as predators like eagles and hawks are also more desperate and daring in their attacks. The mongoose's vigilance is their best defense against these aerial threats. The mob's unity is their shield. They huddle together, sharing warmth at night and information during the day, their survival hanging by the thinnest of threads. Their social bonds are their greatest strength in these trying times. Then, one afternoon, a change comes. The sky, which has been a relentless blue for so long, begins to show signs of transformation. Dark clouds heavy with promise begin to gather on the eastern horizon, rolling in from the distant Indian Ocean. The anticipation of rain electrifies the air. A cool wind stirs the dust, the first sign of a long-awaited transformation. The animals sense the change, their instincts telling them that relief is near. The air grows thick with the smell of petrichor, the scent of rain on dry earth. It is a scent that brings hope and a promise of renewal. The first drops fall, slowly at first, then with increasing urgency, until a torrential downpour breaks the drought's long reign. The land drinks deeply, soaking up the life-giving water. The rain falls for hours, soaking the thirsty ground, filling the cracked riverbeds and washing the world clean. The transformation is almost immediate. It is a moment of profound relief for every living thing. Animals drink deeply from fresh puddles, their thirst finally quenched. The arrival of the rains brings an almost instantaneous renewal. The once barren landscape begins to show signs of life. Within days, a faint green fuzz appears on the barren ground as new shoots of grass push their way towards the light. The cycle of life begins anew. The trees, which seemed like lifeless skeletons, begin to sprout fresh, tender leaves. The landscape is transformed, vibrant and full of promise. The rivers swell, flowing once more with life-giving water. The sound of flowing water is a symphony of life returning to the land. For the animals, this is a time of rebirth, Herds of antelope graze energetically, their strength returning with each mouthful of fresh grass. The antelope herds regain their strength, and the insect world explodes into life. The air is filled with the hum of activity as nature celebrates the end of the drought. For Merlot's pack and the Mongoose Mob, the end of the drought signals an end to the harshest period of their lives. They play and forage with renewed vigor, their spirits lifted by the abundance of resources. The land is rejuvenated, and with it the promise of easier days ahead. The cycle of life continues, resilient and ever adapting to the challenges of the wild. The survival of the wild dogs and mongooses is a story of family and teamwork. Each member of the pack or group plays a vital role, from hunting and foraging to protecting the young and keeping watch for danger. Their lives are woven together by bonds of cooperation and shared purpose. But in nature, connections extend far beyond the family unit. Across the vast savanna, countless species interact in ways that shape not only their own destinies, but the fate of the entire ecosystem. The entire ecosystem is a complex web of relationships where the lives of different species are intertwined in fascinating and vital ways. Every animal, plant, and even microbe plays a part in this living network, influencing and being influenced by the others around it. This intricate dance of dependency is known as symbiosis, which, well, simply means living together. But in the wild, living together is rarely simple. It is a constant negotiation, a balance of give and take, where survival often depends on the ability to adapt and cooperate. These relationships can take many forms, some beneficial to both partners, some helpful to one and neutral to the other, and some where one benefits at the expense of its partner. Each type of symbiosis shapes the lives of the creatures involved, and by extension, the world they inhabit. Understanding these connections is key to understanding how life in the wild truly works. Ecologists spend years observing, recording and analyzing these interactions, piecing together the hidden stories that bind the natural world. There are three main types of symbiotic relationships, each with its own unique dynamics and consequences for the species involved. The first is called mutualism, where both species involved receive a benefit. This is the classic win-win scenario, where cooperation leads to greater success for both partners. It is a true partnership, a win-win situation where cooperation between different kinds of animals or plants helps both to thrive. For example, oxpeckers feed on ticks and parasites found on buffalo and antelope, gaining food while providing relief to their hosts. The second type is commensalism. Here the relationship is more one-sided, but still peaceful. In this relationship, one species benefits while the other is neither helped nor harmed. The host provides a home, a perch, or a source of food scraps, but is largely unaffected by the presence of its companion. The second organism essentially gets a free ride, taking advantage of the first without causing it any trouble. Egrets, for example, follow grazing animals, snatching up insects that are stirred up by their movement. It is a more one-sided affair, but one that is still common throughout the natural world. Many animals find shelter, food, or safety by associating with others, even if their hosts remain oblivious. The final, and often most dramatic type of symbiosis is parasitism. Here, the relationship is defined by conflict and exploitation. This is a relationship where one organism, the parasite, benefits by living on or inside another organism, the host, which is harmed in the process. Parasites can sap their host's strength, steal nutrients, and even transmit deadly diseases. The parasite takes resources from the host, weakening it and sometimes even causing its death. Yet this harsh relationship is part of the natural checks and balances that keep populations in check. While it may seem purely destructive, parasitism plays a crucial role in regulating populations and maintaining the balance of an ecosystem. By controlling the numbers of certain species, parasites help prevent any one group from overwhelming the system. Together, these three forms of interaction, mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism, create a rich and dynamic tapestry of life where every creature is connected. The web of life is held together by these invisible threads, each one essential to the whole. We can see these relationships everywhere in the African bush, from the largest mammals to the smallest insects. Each interaction, no matter how small, contributes to the health and stability of the ecosystem. They are the invisible threads that bind the community of life together. Like the strands of a spider's web, these connections are delicate yet incredibly strong, supporting the weight of entire ecosystems. They show us that no creature is an island. Every animal, plant, and microbe depends on others for survival, whether through cooperation, coexistence, or competition. The health of the rhino is connected to the turtle, the success of the grazer is linked to the bird, and the life of every mammal is challenged by the tiny tick. Even the smallest interactions can have far-reaching effects, rippling through the web of life. These interactions happening all around us are the fundamental building blocks of this vibrant and complex world. Without them, the balance would collapse and the richness of life would fade. They are the quiet, constant negotiations of nature that allow the entire system to function and endure. In every moment, across every landscape, the story of symbiosis is being written, one relationship at a time, shaping the destiny of Africa's wild heart. Mutualism, the remarkable relationship in which both partners benefit, stands as one of nature's most beautiful and effective strategies for survival. In the vast and often unforgiving landscapes of Africa, mutualism is not just a curiosity. It is a vital force that shapes the destinies of countless species. It is a perfect example of how cooperation can arise between completely different species, each bringing unique strengths to the partnership. These alliances are not accidental. They are the result of millions of years of evolution, fine-tuning the ways in which animals and even plants can help one another thrive. Consider the mighty white rhino as it wallows in a cool mud bath beneath the relentless African sun. The mud not only cools the rhino's thick skin, but also provides a protective layer against biting insects and the harsh rays of the sun. But this ritual is more than just a moment of comfort. It is, in fact, an open invitation to other species seeking opportunity. African helmeted turtles are often drawn to these muddy pools, where they find not only shelter and moisture, but also a chance to interact with the rhino in a mutually beneficial way. The turtles climb onto the rhino's massive back, their nimble movements barely noticed by the giant. With sharp beaks, they carefully pick off and consume blood-sucking ticks and leeches that have attached themselves to the rhino's skin. For the rhino, this is a thorough cleaning and a welcome relief from irritating pests that could otherwise cause infection or discomfort. For the turtle, it is a feast, an easy meal provided by the rhino's presence. This is a perfect partnership where both animals gain something essential for their survival. Another common and striking sight on the Savanna is a herd of impala or Cape buffalo moving through the tall golden grass, accompanied by a flock of brilliant white cattle egrets. These birds are not simply along for the ride, they are active participants in a complex web of mutual benefit. The egrets follow the large grazers closely, their keen eyes scanning the ground for movement. This behavior is not driven by curiosity, but by a very practical reason rooted in survival. As the heavy-footed mammals walk, they disturb a multitude of insects, grasshoppers, and other small creatures, flushing them out from their hiding places in the grass. The movement of the herd acts like a living plough, stirring up a banquet for the waiting birds. The egrets, with their quick reflexes and sharp beaks, are able to catch far more food this way than by hunting alone. They dart and snap up insects in the wake of the herd, turning the mammal's every step into an opportunity. In return, the grazers may benefit from the bird's sharp senses. A sudden panicked flight of egrets can serve as an early warning system, alerting the herd to the presence of a lurking predator, such as a lion or a leopard hidden in the grass. Mutualism is not limited to animals alone. Even plants and animals form these powerful alliances, each relying on the other for survival and success. The magnificent protea flowers of South Africa, for example, produce large quantities of sweet, energy-rich nectar designed to attract specific pollinators. This nectar is an irresistible draw for sunbirds whose slender, curved beaks are perfectly adapted for reaching deep into the flower's core. As a sunbird dips its long beak deep into the flower to drink, its head and beak become dusted with golden pollen grains, which cling to the bird's feathers. When the sunbird flies to the next flower for another drink, it carries this pollen with it, transferring it from one bloom to another. In this way, the bird fertilizes the plant, ensuring it can produce seeds and continue its life cycle. The bird receives a vital food source, rich in energy, while the flower achieves successful pollination, a perfect exchange of needs. This codependent relationship is so precise that over generations, the shape of the bird's beak and the flower's structure have evolved to match each other almost perfectly, a living testament to the power of mutual adaptation. This principle of mutual benefit is a driving force of evolution, creating some of the most specialized and intricate relationships in the natural world. Each partnership is a story of adaptation, cooperation, and survival. It shows that collaboration across species lines is not an anomaly, but a fundamental strategy for success in the wild. These relationships are woven into the very fabric of the ecosystem. From the rhino and the turtle to the egret and the buffalo and the sunbird and the protea flower, these partnerships demonstrate a simple yet profound truth. Life is often easier, more resilient, and more successful when you work together. These alliances add layers of resilience to the ecosystem, creating a more stable and interconnected world where the success of one species is directly linked to the well-being of another. In the grand tapestry of African life, mutualism is a thread that binds, strengthens, and sustains the wild. In the vast and intricate web of life that stretches across the African continent, not all relationships are built on mutual benefit or perfect balance. Some connections are distinctly one-sided, shaping the destinies of countless species in subtle yet profound ways. These are the worlds of commensalism and parasitism, two forms of symbiosis that reveal the complexity and diversity of nature's strategies for survival. Commensalism describes a relationship where one organism benefits, while the other is neither helped nor harmed. These interactions are often so subtle that they can go unnoticed, yet they are everywhere in the African wilderness. A striking example of commensalism can be found high in the branches of Africa's lush forests. Here the sunlight filters through a dense canopy, illuminating a world above the forest floor that teems with life. Epiphytes, plants like orchids and air plants, cling to the trunks and limbs of towering trees. These remarkable plants do not draw nutrients from their hosts as a parasite would. Instead, they use the tree as a living platform, a perch that elevates them above the dark, crowded forest floor and into the life-giving sunlight. The tree, in turn, is unaffected by the presence of these guests. Its bark provides a foothold, but its resources remain untouched. This peaceful coexistence is a testament to the diversity of strategies that life employs to thrive in even the most competitive environments. But not all one-sided relationships are so benign. On the opposite end of the spectrum lies parasitism, a relationship in which one organism benefits at the direct expense of another. This is perhaps one of the most widespread and impactful interactions in the natural world. Anyone who has ventured into the African bush is likely familiar with ticks, tiny arachnids that exemplify the parasitic lifestyle. These creatures are masters of stealth, clinging to the fur or skin of mammals, birds, and even reptiles, feeding on their blood to fuel their own growth and reproduction. A single female tick, once engorged, can lay thousands of eggs, ensuring the next generation of parasites. For the host, however, the cost is immediate and tangible: itchy wounds, blood loss, and the ever-present risk of disease. The relationship is entirely one-sided. The tick gains nourishment and a safe place to develop, while the host is left weakened, its energy and resources slowly drained away. In severe cases, a heavy infestation can sap an animal's strength, making it more vulnerable to predators or the harsh realities of drought. The impact of parasites like ticks can be dramatic, shaping the very structure of animal populations. Weakened individuals are more likely to fall prey to predators or succumb to environmental stress, while those with stronger immune systems or effective grooming behaviors are more likely to survive and reproduce. In this way, parasites act as powerful agents of natural selection. They drive the evolution of their hosts, forcing them to develop new defenses, whether it's thicker skin, more vigilant grooming, or a more robust immune response. This ongoing struggle is an evolutionary arms race, with each side constantly adapting to outwit the other. While it's easy to view parasites as villains, their role in the ecosystem is far more nuanced. By culling the weaker members of a population, they help maintain the health and vitality of the group as a whole. In this way, even the most seemingly negative interactions serve a greater purpose in the balance of nature. From the harmless epiphyte perched high in a tree to the relentless tick feeding on the blood of a mammal, these one-sided relationships add yet another layer of complexity to Africa's living tapestry. They remind us that every interaction, no matter how subtle or dramatic, plays a role in shaping the destiny of life on this continent. In the end, commensalism and parasitism are not just scientific terms, but powerful forces that drive adaptation, resilience, and the endless dance of survival in the wild. As the green returns to the South African bushveld, life resumes its ancient rhythms. The once parched earth, now saturated with life-giving rain, bursts forth in a tapestry of colour and sound. The air is thick with the scent of wet soil and blooming flowers, and the chorus of insects and bird song fills the dawn. The wild dog pups, who once huddled in the safety of the den, are now skilled hunters. They move with confidence, their senses sharpened by months of learning and play. Each hunt is a lesson, each chase a test of their growing abilities. Now they contribute fully to the pack's success, working in perfect harmony with their elders. The new female, once an outsider, has been accepted into the heart of the pack. Her presence brings new energy and hope, the promise of a new generation. Bonds are reinforced through ritual greetings and playful nips, each gesture a thread in the fabric of their social structure. Nearby, the dwarf Mongoose Mob thrives among the termite mounds. The rains have brought an explosion of insect life, and the mongooses feast on beetles, termites, and grubs. Their bellies full, they bask in the sun, grooming one another, and reinforcing the bonds that keep their group strong. The stories of these animals are shaped by the relentless cycle of drought and rain. In times of scarcity they endure hardship and hunger, but with the return of the rains they flourish. Their resilience is a testament to the power of adaptation and the will to survive. Yet their resilience is not born of isolation. It is rooted in connection, within families, between species, and across the entire ecosystem. The bond of family offers protection and guidance, while the intricate web of symbiosis ensures that no creature stands alone. Throughout the bushveld, we witness countless examples of interdependence. Different species rely on each other in a multitude of ways, forming alliances that may last a moment or a lifetime. The rhino, for example, finds relief from irritating insects thanks to the turtle, who in turn gains a meal and a safe perch. The egret follows the buffalo, feasting on insects disturbed by the massive herbivore's passage. The buffalo, meanwhile, benefits from the egret's vigilance, as the bird's alarm calls warn of approaching danger. Even the smallest interactions matter. A bird, drawn by the nectar of a wildflower, unwittingly carries pollen from bloom to bloom, ensuring the plant's future and the continuation of its species. These relationships of mutualism are the threads of cooperation that weave the ecosystem together. Each connection, no matter how fleeting, strengthens the fabric of life, making it more robust and resilient to change. But not all relationships are equal. We have also seen the one-sided tales of commensalism and parasitism. Some animals benefit while others are merely hosts, or even suffer. Yet even these interactions play a role in maintaining the balance of nature. They remind us that every organism, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, has a part to play in the greater drama of existence. The tiniest insect can influence the fate of the largest mammal, setting off ripples that travel through the entire ecosystem. This vast network of dependency is nature's grand design. It is a living, breathing system where every connection matters and every life is intertwined with countless others. In this system, nothing exists in isolation. The fate of one species is tied to the fate of many. The survival of the group depends on the health of the individual and vice versa. The health of the predator is inextricably linked to the health of the prey. If the prey thrives, so too does the predator. If the balance tips, both suffer. The survival of the plant is shaped by the behavior of the animal. Grazers and browsers prune and fertilize, shaping the landscape and influencing which species flourish. Even the smallest insect can alter the life of the largest mammal, spreading disease or providing a vital food source for another creature. This profound interconnectedness is the single most important lesson the natural world has to teach us. Every life is part of a greater whole. Every action has consequences that ripple outward. In this world, teamwork is not just a strategy for a few species. It is a fundamental law that governs the entire living planet. Cooperation, whether among kin or between strangers, is the key to survival. So when we look at the painted hunter or the tiny mongoose, we are seeing more than just an animal. We are witnessing the embodiment of millions of years of evolution, adaptation, and cooperation. Each is a representative of a family, a member of a community, and a vital part of a complex and beautiful system. Their lives are woven into the lives of countless others, forming a tapestry that stretches across the land. Their struggles and triumphs remind us that survival is a collective endeavor. No creature can endure alone. It is only through unity and cooperation that life persists. In the great unbroken circle of life, every creature depends on another. From the mightiest elephant to the tiniest ant, all are linked in a chain of mutual reliance. It is in this mutual reliance, this intricate and unending dance of connection, that we find the true strength and majesty of the natural world. Here, in the heart of Africa, nature's grand design is revealed in all its complexity and wonder, a living testament to the power of unity, adaptation, and the enduring bonds that sustain life itself. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows over the bushveld, the day's chorus softens into a tranquil hush. In this golden hour, the wild offers its final lesson, one not written in words, but etched in the quiet persistence of life. Every animal, from the swift wild dog to the vigilant mongoose, is both student and teacher in the endless classroom of the Savanna. Their daily lives are shaped by challenges, unpredictable weather, shifting food supplies, and the constant presence of both allies and adversaries. Survival here is never guaranteed, but it is always earned through adaptability and innovation. Watch as the wild dog pack gathers at dusk, their bodies pressed close as they share warmth and reassurance. Through subtle gestures, gentle licks, attentive gazes, playful nudges, they reinforce the trust that binds them. Their unity is their greatest strength, allowing them to overcome obstacles that would defeat any solitary hunter. Nearby, the Mongoose Mob scurries into the safety of their burrow, each member taking a turn to stand guard at the entrance. This nightly ritual is a reminder that vigilance and cooperation are essential, not just for the group's well-being, but for the survival of each individual within it. Elsewhere, a pair of oxpeckers settle atop a grazing buffalo, meticulously searching for ticks and parasites. Their partnership, honed by countless generations, is built on a simple exchange: safety and food for the bird's relief and health for the buffalo. Even the smallest acts of collaboration ripple outward, shaping the fate of many. The Bushveld, in all its complexity, teaches a single, unyielding truth. Resilience is born not from isolation, but from connection. Every creature must learn to adapt, to share, to defend, to trust. Those who thrive are those who can read the subtle cues of their world and respond in kind, forging alliances where they can, and facing adversity together. As darkness settles, the land breathes a collective sigh, each life preparing for another day of challenges and opportunities. In the wild there are no guarantees, but there are always lessons of courage, ingenuity, and the power of unity. The story of the Savanna is a story of learning, of growth, and of hope. And as the last light fades, we are left with a final thought. In every corner of the natural world, the greatest wisdom lies not in the struggle to stand alone, but in the art of standing together. As the night deepens and a gentle breeze stirs the grasses, the wild does not simply rest, it prepares. In the darkness, life's silent rhythms continue, echoing the promise of tomorrow. Under a sky glittering with stars, the savanna becomes a tapestry of anticipation, each creature guided by instincts shaped over countless generations. A lone hyena pads quietly along a well-worn game trail, nose to the ground, ears tuned to the faintest sound. For her the night is not an end but a beginning, a time to seek opportunity in the shadows, to adapt her strategies as the world shifts around her. Not far away a herd of impala bunches tightly together, their bodies forming a living shield against unseen threats. The youngest nestle in the middle, protected by the vigilance of mothers and elders. Each breath, each twitch of an ear is a silent vow. Together they will face what comes. In a nearby acacia, a family of hornbills huddles in their nest cavity, parents gently preening their chicks. The future of their kind depends on this quiet care, on the lessons passed from beak to beak, feather to feather. Even the termites, unseen beneath the soil, labor through the night, repairing tunnels and chambers. Their world is a network of connections, every worker's effort essential to the colony's survival. These nighttime rituals are not just about survival. They are acts of faith in the dawn. Each animal, whether predator or prey, builder or wanderer, plays a part in the story that will unfold with the coming light. The choices made in darkness, where to hide, whom to trust, how to adapt, shape the fortunes of the next day. As the first hints of morning colour the horizon, the savanna stirs once more. The wild is always looking forward, always evolving. In this endless cycle of night and day, challenge and opportunity, the echoes of tomorrow are written by the resilience, cooperation, and hope found in every living thing. In the wild, every ending is just a new beginning. As the first rays of sunlight spill across the horizon, a golden glow sweeps over the savanna, breathing life into every blade of grass and stirring the hearts of its wild inhabitants. The landscape, silent just moments before, now thrums with renewed energy, a daily rebirth that marks the pulse of the untamed dawn. In the cool morning air, a herd of elephants emerges from the thickets, their trunks reaching for dew-soaked leaves. The matriarch leads with quiet authority, her memory guiding the group to secret waterholes and safe grazing grounds. Each gentle rumble and touch is a message, a living history passed down through generations, a testament to wisdom born from survival. Nearby, a pride of lions stretches in the pale light, their golden coats blending with the sun-kissed grass. The cubs tumble and play, learning the skills they will need to thrive. The adults, ever watchful, scan the horizon for both opportunity and threat. For them, the dawn is a time of strategy and renewal, a chance to rewrite the story of the hunt. Above, a flock of quails takes flight in a swirling cloud, their tiny bodies moving as one, painting patterns across the sky. Their synchronized dance is more than instinct, it is the embodiment of unity, a living mosaic shaped by the needs of many. At the edge of a shallow pool, a crocodile lies motionless, only its eyes betraying its presence. Patience is its strength. In the stillness of morning, it waits for the moment when life's currents bring opportunity within reach. Insects chorus from beneath the leaves, their songs woven into the fabric of the new day. The buzz of bees, the chirp of crickets, the steady march of ants, each a vital note in the Savanna's symphony, each a reminder that even the smallest creatures play a part in the unfolding story. As the sun climbs higher, the wild world moves in harmony with the rising light. The dawn's pulse is a signal. Another cycle begins, filled with hope, challenge, and the endless promise of discovery. In this moment, the Savanna is a living masterpiece, ever-changing, ever-resilient, and forever wild. Beneath the surface of the waking Savanna, a vast network of hidden connections quietly sustains life. Invisible to the naked eye, roots intertwine beneath the soil, acacia and baobab trees exchanging messages through a silent chemical language, warning each other of approaching danger or sharing nutrients in times of need. This underground web is the Savanna's lifeline, a secret alliance that underpins every breath of the wild. Above ground, the drama of survival unfolds in ways both subtle and profound. A dung beetle rolls its precious cargo across the earth, transforming waste into nourishment for the soil. Its tireless journey shapes the fertility of the land, ensuring that grasses will flourish for grazers yet to arrive. Nearby, a pair of oxpeckers flutters onto the back of a grazing buffalo. Their sharp beaks pluck ticks from the animal's hide, a tiny partnership that ripples outward, affecting the health of entire herds. In the air, the cries of hornbills signal more than the arrival of day. Their calls warn of slithering snakes below, granting a moment's grace to the vigilant mongoose family foraging in the underbrush. Even the smallest creatures participate in this intricate web. Termites build towering mounds that will one day shelter lizards, snakes, and even birds seeking refuge from the midday heat. As the morning matures, the interconnectedness of the Savanna becomes ever more apparent. Each life, no matter how humble, touches countless others, weaving a tapestry that is both delicate and enduring. The pulse of the untamed dawn gives way to the steady rhythm of the day, but the web remains, holding the wild together in a balance as old as time. Here, every creature and every action leaves a mark. In the web of hidden connections, the story of the Savanna is written not just in moments of drama and survival, but in the quiet, constant interplay of lives intertwined, each thread essential, each bond unbreakable. Beneath the golden grass and scattered shadows of the Savanna, a hidden force shapes the land, one that never seeks the sun's attention. Deep underground, colonies of termites work in perpetual darkness, their tiny jaws carving out intricate networks of tunnels and chambers. Each mound they build is a fortress of engineering, perfectly ventilated to regulate temperature and humidity, sustaining millions through searing drought and torrential rain. Above ground, these towering mounds rise like ancient monuments, their presence quietly altering the landscape. Rainwater, instead of running off, is absorbed and filtered by the porous earth. Seeds carried by the wind settle in crevices, sprouting into lush oases of green even in the drier seasons. These miniature forests attract grazers and browsers, offering refuge from the relentless sun and a rare feast in times of scarcity. Other creatures, too, find sanctuary within the walls of these mounds. Monitor lizards slip silently into abandoned tunnels, escaping predators and midday heat. Ground hornbills nest within the cool chambers, their chicks shielded from the dangers above. Even wild dogs, ever alert, pause in the shade cast by these earthen towers, gathering strength for the hunt. Termites are the silent architects of the savanna, their tireless labor creating the foundation upon which countless lives depend. Though seldom seen, their influence is woven into every blade of grass, every breath of wind that stirs the plains. In the grand design of nature, it is often those who go unnoticed that leave the deepest mark. Here, in the heart of the wilderness, the smallest builders become the greatest sustainers, proving that in the wild every life, no matter how humble, is vital to the whole. High above the forest floor, where sunlight filters through a tapestry of leaves, another world thrives. A world held together by the tireless efforts of its unseen guardians. In the dense canopy of the tropical rainforest, leaf-cutter ants march in unison, their paths etched into the bark of ancient trees. These tiny workers are the farmers of the forest, cultivating vast underground gardens with a precision that rivals human agriculture. Each leaf-cutter ant carries a piece of foliage back to the colony, where it becomes the substrate for a complex fungal farm. This fungus, nurtured with meticulous care, is the primary food source for the colony. The ants' actions may seem small, but their impact is monumental. By pruning the forest's vegetation, they encourage new growth and maintain the health of the canopy. Above, in the uppermost branches, a different kind of guardian takes flight. The harpy eagle, with its powerful wings and sharp talons, rules the skies. As a top predator, it plays a critical role in controlling the populations of numerous species, ensuring a balanced ecosystem. Its keen eyesight spots even the slightest movement below, a testament to the intricate web of life it oversees. Epiphytic plants like orchids and bromeliads cling to the branches high above the ground. These plants capture water and nutrients from the air, providing microhabitats for countless organisms. Tiny frogs lay their eggs in the water-filled cups of bromeliads, while insects and small birds find shelter among the blossoms. The canopy is a mosaic of life, each element interdependent on the others. Beneath the leafy boughs, the forest floor remains in perpetual twilight, a realm where decomposition reigns supreme. Here, fungi and bacteria break down fallen leaves and dead wood, recycling nutrients back into the soil. This endless cycle of decay and renewal supports the towering trees that stretch towards the heavens. In this vertical world, every layer, from the dark, rich soil to the sunlit canopy, teems with life. The guardians of the canopy, both great and small, work in harmony to sustain the vibrant ecosystem. Their collective efforts remind us that the strength of the forest lies not in its individual parts, but in the intricate connections that bind them together. In the grand symphony of the rainforest, it is the unseen players who strike the most resonant chords. Together they compose a melody of resilience and interdependence, a testament to the power of nature's hidden guardians. Beneath the towering giants of the rainforest lies an often overlooked yet vital realm, the understory. Here, in the dappled shadows between trunks and tangled roots, a different cast of life quietly shapes the future of the forest. This is the domain of the architects of the understory. Small mammals like agoutis scurry among the leaf litter, their sharp senses attuned to the faintest rustle. These elusive rodents play a pivotal role as seed dispersers. When fruits fall from the canopy above, agoutis gather and bury them in scattered caches. Many of these seeds are forgotten, left to sprout and become the next generation of towering trees. Without these diligent gardeners, the forest's diversity would dwindle, and new life would struggle to take root. Elsewhere, the understory hums with activity as insects and spiders weave intricate webs between stems and leaves. These silent hunters keep populations of herbivorous insects in check, preventing outbreaks that could devastate the delicate balance of plant life. Praying mantises, masters of camouflage, wait motionless for unsuspecting prey, while stick insects blend seamlessly into the foliage, avoiding predators. Amid the low-growing ferns and shrubs, amphibians thrive in the cool, moist air. Poison dart frogs adorned in vivid colours hop among the mossy logs. Their skin contains potent toxins, defences developed over millennia of evolution. These frogs are both predator and prey, linking the food web from insects to birds and reptiles. Vines and lianas, the lifelines of the understory, stretch ever upward, seeking the sun. They connect the forest floor to the canopy, offering pathways for creatures like the elusive margay, a cat that moves through the trees with silent agility. In the gloom, fungi flourish. Mycelial networks spread beneath the surface, breaking down organic matter and forming a living bridge between plant roots. This underground web, invisible to the eye, allows trees to share nutrients and warnings, fostering a community bound by silent communication. The architects of the understory rarely attract attention, yet their influence shapes the fate of the entire ecosystem. Through their daily actions, burying seeds, hunting pests, nourishing the soil, they ensure the continued growth and renewal of the rainforest. They remind us that every layer of the forest, no matter how shadowed or hidden, is essential to the tapestry of life. In the dance of sun and shadow beneath the canopy, the understory breathes with quiet purpose. Its architects, unseen and unsung, build the foundation upon which the rainforest stands, ensuring that, from root to crown, life endures. Beneath the dense understory, even deeper into the heart of the rainforest, lies a world that is almost entirely hidden, a world where life's most fundamental processes unfold in silence and shadow. This is the forest floor, the living pulse of the ecosystem where decay gives rise to renewal and every fragment of matter finds new purpose. Here in the perpetual twilight, armies of detritivores, millipedes, woodlice and earthworms diligently break down fallen leaves and rotting wood. Their tireless work transforms debris into rich, fertile soil, recycling nutrients that will feed future generations of plants. Fungi, too, are ever present. Their fruiting bodies briefly emerge after rain, but it is their underground mycelium, the hidden threads, that weave through the soil, digesting organic matter and connecting the roots of trees in a vast subterranean web. Ants form bustling superhighways across the forest floor, ferrying food, tending to aphids, and cultivating underground fungus gardens. Each colony is a finely tuned machine, its success dependent on thousands of individuals working in perfect harmony. Termites, the silent engineers, construct towering mounds from mud and saliva. Inside these fortresses they cultivate fungus and sustain entire microcosms of life, from specialized beetles to predatory spiders. All around, the air is thick with the scent of earth and the quiet sounds of life at work, the rustle of a beetle, the soft patter of a frog, the whisper of a snake sliding through moss. Predators, like the stealthy forest floor jaguar or the tiny but lethal bullet ant, move with intent, their presence both feared and respected. This layer, often overlooked, is a crucible of transformation. Here, death is not an end, but a beginning. Every fallen branch, every decaying fruit, every expired creature feeds the cycle of life. The forest floor is both graveyard and nursery, a reminder that renewal depends on what lies beneath. In the grand design of the rainforest, the pulse of the forest floor beats steadily, unseen but essential. It is here in the darkness and decay that the promise of new life is forged, ensuring the rainforest's resilience through every season, every storm and every dawn. Above the forest floor, ascending through the dense understory and ever upwards, we reach the lofty heights of the canopy, a world bathed in sunlight and alive with a symphony of sounds. This is the rainforest's crown, a realm of perpetual motion and vibrant life. Here the towering trees stretch their limbs towards the sky, their leaves forming a dense, interwoven tapestry that captures the sun's energy. The canopy is a bustling metropolis, teeming with an array of creatures that have evolved to thrive in this elevated environment. Monkeys leap from branch to branch with effortless grace, their calls echoing through the treetops. Birds of paradise, with their iridescent plumage, perform intricate dances, each movement a blend of beauty and survival. Epiphytes, plants that grow on other plants, cling to the branches, drawing moisture from the air and nutrients from the debris that collects in the canopy. Orchids, bromeliads, and ferns add splashes of colour to the green expanse, their blooms attracting pollinators like bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. These pollinators, in turn, play a crucial role in the forest's reproductive cycle, ensuring the continuation of countless plant species. Insects abound in the canopy, each fulfilling a vital role in the ecosystem. Leafcutter ants traverse the treetops, carving out sections of leaves to carry back to their underground nests. There, they cultivate fungus gardens, a symbiotic relationship that sustains their colonies. Meanwhile, spiders weave intricate webs between branches, lying in wait for unsuspecting prey. Predators also patrol the canopy, their presence a constant reminder of the delicate balance of life. The harpy eagle, with its powerful talons and keen eyesight, soars through the treetops in search of monkeys and other small mammals. Below, snakes slither along branches, blending seamlessly with their surroundings as they hunt for birds and eggs. The canopy is a world of constant interaction, where every creature and plant is interconnected in a complex web of life. Nutrients cycle from the leaves that fall to the forest floor, decomposing and returning to the roots of the trees. Water drawn up from the soil evaporates from the leaves, contributing to the rainforest's humid atmosphere. In the grand tapestry of the rainforest, the canopy is a vital layer, brimming with life and energy. It is a place of unparalleled beauty and complexity, where the dance of life unfolds in myriad forms. The canopy's symphony is a testament to the rainforest's resilience and the intricate connections that sustain it, a reminder of the wonders that lie hidden in the heights above. As the golden light fades and shadows lengthen across the canopy, a subtle transformation sweeps through the rainforest. Daytime's vibrant chorus quiets, making way for the night shift, the hidden world of nocturnal life. The darkness is not an absence, but a signal, a cue for an entirely new cast of characters to emerge from their daytime refuges. High above the ground, the canopy becomes a different kind of symphony. Bats flutter silently between the branches, their wings slicing through the cool night air. Using echolocation, they navigate the labyrinth of leaves in search of ripe fruit and swarms of insects, playing a crucial role in pollination and seed dispersal. Their sharp calls, inaudible to human ears, form a secret language that guides them through the darkness. Elsewhere, the slow, deliberate movements of a kinkajou betray its presence as it weaves through the tangle of vines. With a prehensile tail for balance and nimble paws for grasping, it feasts on nectar, fruit, and the occasional insect. The kinkajou's nocturnal foraging helps spread pollen and seeds, quietly shaping the forest's future. Tree frogs, their emerald bodies nearly invisible against the leaves, awaken with the night. Their rhythmic croaks rise in chorus, a soundtrack to the moonlit hours. Some species, like the red-eyed tree frog, use their striking colours as a warning to would-be predators, while others rely on camouflage to remain unseen. In the branches, owls perch in silent vigilance. Their feathers muffle their flight, allowing them to swoop down on unsuspecting rodents and small mammals. These expert hunters maintain the balance of the ecosystem, ensuring that no single population overwhelms the others. Below the canopy, bioluminescent fungi glow faintly on decaying wood, casting an eerie light on the forest floor, a beacon for insects and a reminder of the cycle of decay and renewal that underpins the entire rainforest. The night is alive with movement and purpose. Every creature, from the smallest moth to the stealthiest predator, plays a role in the complex web of nocturnal life. In the darkness, the rainforest reveals a different face, mysterious, vibrant, and vital. The realm of the night shift is a testament to adaptation and resilience, where survival depends on senses sharpened by evolution and behaviors honed by the demands of the night. As dawn approaches, the night shift prepares to retreat, yielding once more to the brilliance of the sun. But for a few precious hours, the rainforest belongs to those who thrive in the shadows, keeping the pulse of the untamed wild alive, long after the day's last note has faded. As the forest settles deeper into the embrace of night, another layer of its hidden world unfolds, not through sight, but through sound and scent. The darkness hums with a secret language, a tapestry of signals that guides, warns, and connects its nocturnal inhabitants. In the undergrowth, a chorus of insects takes center stage. Cicadas and crickets create overlapping rhythms, each species tuned to a unique frequency. Their calls are more than background noise, they are coded messages, declaring territory, attracting mates, and warding off rivals. To the untrained ear it is a blanket of sound, but to those who belong every note matters. From the treetops the soft hoots of a spectacled owl echo, punctuated by the high-pitched trills of tree frogs. These vocalizations are not random. Each carries information, a warning of danger, a declaration of presence, or a beacon to potential partners. In the stillness, sound travels far, binding the community together in a web of awareness. Beyond sound, the air itself becomes a canvas for communication. Moths and beetles release invisible pheromones, chemical signals that drift on the night breeze. These scents guide them through the darkness, leading them to food, mates, or safe shelter. Some plants, too, join the conversation. Night-blooming flowers unleash powerful fragrances, calling out to pollinators like bats and moths, forging alliances that will shape the next generation of the forest. Even the silent hunters participate in this clandestine exchange. Jaguars and ocelots mark their paths with scent, invisible trails that map out territories and warn away intruders. For those who can interpret them, these chemical messages are as clear as a signpost, reducing conflict and ensuring the delicate balance of the night. Every moment the rainforest pulses with information, signals that pass unseen and unheard by human senses. This secret language is the lifeblood of the night, a system forged by millions of years of evolution. It is how the creatures of the dark navigate their world, find one another, and survive until dawn. In the realm of shadows, communication is everything. Here the rainforest speaks in whispers, scents, and songs, a symphony of survival, echoing through the night and shaping the destiny of all who call it home.